for answering for us, James Vecina, following this story. James, what is the latest you can tell us right now?
The latest, as you say, apparently from what we understand is from the end of the morning that the attacker arrived at the school around 11 a.m. here, French time. And he was in the north of France, Arras, which is very much to the north, and has killed one teacher and two other people, from what we understand, members of staff, are seriously wounded, one of them being a security agent. Now, the question, of course, that comes into mind straight away is did he have a link to the school? Was he a former student? We don't know yet. We know he's been arrested. We know that his brother has also been arrested, and the two then of Chechen origin. From now, the police says that things are under control. There's no serious threat after that, as of now, outside the school, and that the Antiterrorism Office has now opened then an investigation. This because the attacker shouted "Allah Akbar" at least once whilst carrying out the attack, and he was, as you mentioned there, on the registry Fichier S, as it's known here in France, which is a registry for radicalised individuals. The President, Emmanuel Macron, is on his way then to the school, but from what we understand, the situation is now under control there.
And unfortunately, James, this is not the first time that a teacher has been the target of a deadly attack here in France.
What springs to mind straight away again is that just almost 3 years ago to the day is when Samuel Paty was killed just outside Paris, in the west of Paris. He was killed outside the school after showing images of the Prophet Muhammad within the classrooms. That happened, and that, of course, shocked everybody. And it still feels very, very fresh. And so hearing about this doesn't feel like this was anything that far away. But since then, of course, there's been a lot of talk about freedom of speech within schools. It's created a lot of debate. The attacker, Samuel Paty's attacker, was killed on the spot, unlike what happened today. From what we've understood is that the attacker has been then arrested in a different way. But look, this is French schools that are not shone in the best of lights recently. It's a different story, but there's been a lot going on about harassment within schools and students' suicides because of harassment that they've had to undergo within schools. But again, this creates what is supposed to be a safe space is not one at the moment. So the priority clearly within the whole of these things, even though they're not connected, is to bring this safety back to students, which is supposed to be schools a place where they're not supposed to be fearing anything like this. And of course, again, this is an attack on a teacher where they're supposed to be able to work without having to have these kind of worries, of course.
James Vecina, you'll be updating us regularly on the program. Of course, as we said, this is a developing story, so we do expect details to change throughout the day. Thank you for keeping us updated.